We just go live. I still gotta learn all this stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. I had it down the last time, but then it had all the other little hiccups happen. So whatever. Let's see. Let's go over here. Let's open. I need a shave. Ooh, man, I need a haircut. Oh boy, I'm looking like a long-haired hippie.
I got my
Let's see. Okay, how do I? Yeah, there we go. Try and bring up Studio, YouTube Studio and all that jazz. Okay, all right. I got that. Got that. Oh, excuse me. Okay, let's bring up the chat here. Okay. Overlay? Sure, why not? Oh, not yet. Okay.
Everybody.
Like if I want to switch our screens, like I want to be on this side and you on the other side, how do I do that? Just drag and move?
Yeah, drag and drop.
There we go. Oh, okay. Cool. Let's see. Okay. All right. We're live. And people, they'll pour in. They'll be rolling in when they do. So, hey, living a dream. Good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you being here. So, how was your week? We'll start with the small talk.
I was a bachelor this week.
You're a bachelor. Okay.
Yeah. Daughter flew in for a little break from working at school at the college. Wife and her went.
You're kind of fading in and out, audio wise.
All right, this probably fixed it.
Yep.
So they were gone. So I was a bachelor for the week. So I did absolutely nothing. Went to the pool. Then go to the driving range or golf. Didn't do a whole lot. Now that's about it. Just kind of relaxed.
Let's see. Work, eat, sleep, poop, repeat.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Daryl.
Didn't do a whole lot of anything exciting this week. Anyway, Daryl, thanks for joining us. Good evening, and I think What Are the Possibilities is here as well.
Yes.
How are you?
I just saw Water on Sal's stream.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. He's probably live either now or wrapping up or something.
It depends on what's going on. I know the markets are down a little bit, but yeah, I was telling him I got something weird's going on. My subscription to his channel keeps getting removed.
There's a lot of that going around.
I don't know what's going on. Because I was looking for it, just sitting here killing time, waiting for the show to start. And I thought, I'll go check out Sal. Well, I had to resubscribe to him again. So anyway, it happens, I guess. Hey, Andy Resnick.
Guten Abend, wie geht es Ihnen, Herr Resnick? Ich bin gut, ja? Nein? Was gibt Neues? Große Bier? Oh.
All right. He's going to go down a road that I need a translator when you do that.
Well, I got to be careful about how I speak German. Make sure I don't, sound like a certain person from history. Speaking of that kind of reminds me of something I wanted to bring up and wanted to know if you knew about this. It's not related to coins or precious metals or anything. So apparently on the 15th of this month, YouTube updated their policy with regards to AI content, whether it's AI generated, using an AI voice, or something anywhere in between, that. And it will apparently it may affect people who are monetized, as well as the videos that they put out, because they have to meet whatever this change in criteria is. If not, the video may or may not be monetized, and there may even be a question of whether or not the video may even be published to YouTube altogether. Now that part I'm not 100% sure about, but I heard about this last night, some other places on YouTube, and I was just wondering if you knew anything more about it, because I spent maybe an hour this morning trying to look that stuff up, but I really couldn't find anything definitive other than YouTube content creators actually making videos about this change in AI policy for YouTube and or Google. You know.
I think it has to do with from my understanding, there really hasn't been any drastic change, but it's going to affect the people that are doing strictly AI stuff and basically bombing the system. They're just putting out, spamming, in other words, with AI content. They're going to try to crack down on some of that stuff that's going on. That's my understanding of it. So, but you can still use voice, and as long as it's original content and it's not something that you're copying over
Right.
and using the AI to just put a little twist on it yourself, it's not supposed to affect the reaction video people or any of that stuff. So it looks like they're just trying to enforce being bombarded by AI bot spams type stuff.
Okay.
So,
I was curious because some people were under the impression that might affect what they can do, especially like the live panel folks. They like to do like the debate people. You know who I'm talking about.
yeah,
Some of them were getting concerned because a lot of them, they won't even show their face on screen. They'll have an avatar or they have those. I don't know if they're AI generated or not, but they have like these cartoon characters. They're like on screen, and then as you talk, their mouth moves. So it kind of looks like somebody's talking, but looks like a cartoon character.
yeah, I didn't do a lot of digging into it,
Yeah,
other than the general thing that I just kind of explained. And I guess YouTube, the creator stuff, did put a post on X. I didn't go to look for it.
Yeah, I found an article on the YouTube blog. It's actually,
Okay.
For the official YouTube blog page or whatever, and it didn't really say a whole lot. Actually, what you said was a lot more detail than what that description said. So,
Yeah.
like, well, what are you going to do? What did I just knock over? Whatever.
Water. I think the date on that is next Sunday.
That is next. I was just looking it up. Yeah, it's next Sunday,
Yeah.
and brought it up here. I think what I still like to, starting this thing, trying to get back into weekly streaming. So I plan on streaming, and it's going to be an hour before his show. So what I think I will try to do is end the show early, and then see if I can figure out how to, move the raid the channel. We're not supposed to use that word in YouTube land, but raid Triple S's channel, and then that way I'll move everybody from the chat to his channel and start the auction, because I believe his auction's an hour after this show.
I believe technically it's called redirect.
Redirect. Thank you. That's the proper word. Everybody's using the word raid.
I know, but they don't like.
I know.
Redirect.
That's what I say. I know. Yes, YouTube. I know. It's redirect. So,
And it's an option within YouTube Studio, right? So
yeah, I tried it once, but it didn't work. But
yeah,
we
may have to do some testing this week.
Yeah,
we'll go live, and we'll do some testing from sending people to different channels. How's that?
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, so we'll probably do some pop-ups this week, so him and I can get some practice on how to redirect.
Yeah, we can redirect to each other's channel, right?
Or that too. Yeah, play hopscotch.
But we can't. I don't think we can multi-stream and then redo it. So like you would have a stream, and then I would have another one starting.
Yeah,
in 20 minutes or something like that, and you know what I'm saying. We can just flip back and forth. So
yeah.
Again, this is called Soundcheck, everybody. So we're just playing around.
That's why the name. That's the new title for the Sunday evening, the weekly show is Soundcheck, because it's probably going to be like a whole. It'll be like a whole. It'll probably take like a whole year worth of weekly live streams to figure out everything, and then you know what's going to happen. The streaming service we use, their price is going to jack up, and then we're going to go to some other service, and we're going to have to learn this all over again.
Yeah, I'm still fighting. I can't get my soundboard to work right. So We'll keep doing it.
Well, the reason I would have been on about 5 minutes sooner. I was trying to get OBS to work, and it and Restream were like, no, 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 no,
Yeah,
no, did not like each other.
yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there. Let's got
Yeah,
people talking here in the chat. Let's catch up with them.
yeah, we
Where
got
are
some
we?
questions here.
He wants to be a dragon. Drachen? Du bist eine Drachen? Anyway. All right, enough of the German. Let's see. Living a Dream asks, do dealers get more coins if the household limit is only one from the mint? Say like the half ounce Saskatchewan? A mint question. Huh?
Yeah, well, we don't have Stacker, who is our resident expert, but I do not believe that has any. The household order limit, I don't think has anything to do with it if the coin is available or the metal to the advanced bulk purchase program. They get a percentage cut, and that's it, regardless of what the household order limit is. That's my understanding.
All right. And then Daryl asked thoughts on the new mint director. Stacker did a really good video. It was this morning, right?
Yep.
It was a really good video talking about the proposed new mint director. And
Ooh. Yep. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sounds like he's a old fashioned coin collector.
He's a numismaticist, right?
Yeah.
He's
so he actually formally studied. Formally, kind of using that loosely, but he's actually taking, I don't know, workshops, seminars, things like that to really, evolve his knowledge of coins and currency.
Yeah, I haven't done any.
It's just his own personal passion, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say I haven't done a lot of digging, but I did see something that I believe he actually had a coin shop or some type of rare ancient coins or something that he actually was selling. So, I mean, he's more than just a hobbyist, right? He actually made some money.
Yeah. Right. He's not, he's in government, so he does, he's administrative stuff. I mean, it's unfortunate characteristic of being in politics, but he is, from what Stacker was reporting, he's actually, he's a diehard, coin collector. So I think that's what the mint needs. Is the passion, someone to be passionate about coins.
I would agree. I think that the mint needs somebody that can look at it from that perspective, kind of going back to like Teddy Roosevelt when he did an overhaul to get the U.S. Mint's coins exciting again. Remember, that's how we brought in Augustus St. Gaudens and all that stuff. From that perspective, I would say yes. I think the potential is good there. Obviously, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and see what he does. But I also think he needs in the wings the current acting director, who is a number cruncher for mintages and that kind of stuff. I think there needs to be a combination and have them work together on that. That's my opinion. If that makes sense.
I think it. Yeah, no, it makes sense to me because you need to have. I think you need the drive and the passion, but you also need the logistics, to use that word kind of loosely. So you kind of need both sides of it to make everything happen. So hopefully it'll happen. We'll have, maybe somehow we'll get both of these gentlemen, these individuals in place, and then we can see some positive changes that we all want to see. I admit, I've trashed them in sometimes.
I may have done the same once or twice.
But I think, in the big picture of things, we want the Mint to succeed. We really do. I think it's overall, it's a good institution in what it does. I think it's part of Americana, America. So it's our patriotic duty to support the U.S. Mint as best as we can. Okay, but if they make crap, we got to call crap when they make it. Come on, let's be real here, you folks. But I don't know. I think I have hopes. I have hope that hopefully this new director will make some put the fun, put the enthusiasm. I think it's Yeah, they need that passion part of it. Yeah, he may not have
Well,
experience in terms of manufacturing or production or things like that. But the thing
he
is, a
doesn't need
leader,
to.
you're going to surround yourself with the people that you need to be successful. So if you need to pull in a logistics person, you pull one in. If you need someone who's a a good used car salesman to help pitch the product, you're going to pull that kind of person in here. And
Well, yeah. My question, and this would be a good question for Stacker, who directs or who gives direction to the CCAC? Maybe Water knows this. What are the possibilities? The two committees that propose designs for coins. Because right now, the CCAC and I can't remember the other council. There's two different people that make recommendations with designs. Do they take directive from the mint director on what they would like to see going forward, or are their hands tied and can only put forward to the Treasury for selection what the CCAC does? I don't know the answer to that question.
hey, Stacker, get on here. I think
But
he knows. He
it,
probably
it would
knows.
it would seem to me with the direction. I mean, the last director, Empress Gibson, I don't think that she did an awful job, but I don't. I think some of the direction that the designs went were coming from her, or I would say that she wouldn't say no to some of those designs, which frankly I don't like many of those types of designs. I don't know. Yeah, that's a Stacker question. Unfortunately, he knows the inside of the mint more than of how those workings do than I do. I just
What are the possibilities? Says CFA.
okay.
Oh, I'm not sure. Is that the
So that's the other one besides the CCAC
okay. Ah,
water. I'm guessing.
yeah.
The mint and liaisons, and the Secretary of Treasury makes the final decision. Yes, yeah, I'm aware of that. Water. What I wanted to know is, do the different committees get a little nudging from the mint director saying, "Look, I want to go back to classic designs," which I believe this gentleman has said. He wants to go back to classic type designs. So
Well,
time will tell. We'll see.
yeah, well, classic design, but is that the sacrifice of them kicking off the DC Universe comic book, coins this year, starting this year?
Well, that's a 3-year program, right? So I'm guessing that there's a long-term contract that's been signed.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
there's what three coins a year.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So the mint. Oh, I already got that.
Well, let me ask you a question. I know, in a nutshell, you don't you don't have any interest in the comic book, the DC comic coins, but
No, sir.
aside, just kind of put that aside for a moment. Just as a program in itself, that for okay, here I'm going to make here's my argument. I think it's great that they're breaking out from the norm, doing something that's outside the box that the mint does. Just reaching out and doing something as fun as the DC comic universe. Putting the heroes on the coins. I think that's great. They're stepping out of the box. In terms of that, in terms of expanding the universe, you think overall, do you like that idea, or do you like the concept? Or is it you think, or is it too much, too fast, or I don't know? What do you think? Just put aside collectability and all that stuff. Just the concept, the idea itself.
I Yeah, I mean, I do like it in a way. The problem is it's been done by many different mints. Obviously, nobody the size of the U.S. mint. Um, I I don't know. I like the concept of trying something new. I understand that, but I think then they shoot themselves in the foot when they're not. There's no minage limit, like on the 1 ounce metal, right? And look at the price of those dang things.
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
Superman gold is what, a quarter ounce?
Uh, I don't know if I can't remember.
Yeah,
The Sacagawea is a half ounce, right? So I think the Superman's a half, but I don't know.
yeah. So it's a half ounce coin that's probably at a full ounce price.
Probably.
You know,
But
yeah,
even the 1 ounce, or then the 2.5. Now the 2.5 ounce has got a decent mintage, right? Was it 10,000?
yeah.
But again, the price is hard to swallow.
You know, you made a good point, and it just the DC has been used multiple places. That just made me think of it. The Tuvelo had the I guess the what do you want to call it, the rights to mint the coins. So they had, so they were minting the DC universe, and Tuvelo uses New Zealand Mint to make those coins. So you had all those gold and silver proof collectible collectible type coins coming out of New Zealand Mint, on behalf of the island nation of Tuvelo. I'm gonna have to make a video about them. Because a lot of my Star Wars coins, guess what? They have the license. That's, I think that's the right word.
Correct.
They have the license for it, so they've done the DC universe. And then I think the island nation or archipelago of Samoa, I think they currently have the DC, or they had. I assume they had, the rights to it until now, unless DC can do multiple deals with multiple. I don't know. I guess that's how. It's up to the
Depends on what
Warner
the contract
Brothers
says, where there
yeah,
can be no complete or no other mints can be manufactured or anything. It all depends on what the DC wants to do. The DC's
right.
got they control that.
Yeah. So it's from, at least from when I started this whole evolution of getting into precious metals and collecting. It seemed like Tuvelo via New Zealand Mint had the dominance of not just the DC universe, but really like Marvel, Transformers, all the kind of the fun stuff we all grew up with as kids, from the late 70s, early 80s and stuff. GI Joe, it's another one, and it just seemed like all that stuff came out of the New Zealand Mint. So from that perspective, the U.S. Mint's got a lot to live up to, because New Zealand Mint did a pretty good job when they put out all those collectible, proof type coins for the various IPs.
Not only was the quality outstanding, but look at the mintages. That makes them collectible.
Low, very low, and the larger the weight, the lower the mintage.
It was like 500 or something like that.
Yeah.
For the 1 ounce. It was. That's why they're still doing okay on the secondary market. They're not as hot as they were. They ebb and flow, but
yeah. Well, how about my little Death Star, coin that's the size of a golf ball? I mean, they did 500 of those.
That is cool, by the way.
Yeah, that one's cool. I was thinking, it's just like, how would you send that in for grading? Could they even encapsulate that?
Make a cube out of it? It
had to be like a cube or something. But no, NGC could do it, because they have their subsidiaries that grades like action figures and
sports memorabilia, baseballs.
So they're all, they're not coin shaped. They put a baseball in a cube. So I bet you they probably do the same thing. I mean, it probably costs a whole lot, to do it. But I should have thought that. But I was like, man, that thing was expensive even back then when it came out.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
but it's cool.
Yeah, I guess I could have sent that one in, but it's like, but see, when it arrives, now talk about, I should have brought it out and show it to everybody. But it's not the both of them, the 100 gram and the 300 gram. They're not in capsules. They just sit. The packaging, it just comes in as like really nice foam insert, so it goes in, and then you put the insert on top, and so
you got some small packets. Where's my packets? To absorb moisture in with that, so it's not.
Yeah, I got desiccants in there. Yeah.
There we go. One of these little things.
Yep, they're in there. I need to go back and go pull those out. That would have been kind of cool, because, well, I'd have to look, but I don't think anybody sent those the little 100, 300 gram That's hard.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody sent those in for grading, but
I think you should put that on your list myself. But
I don't know.
come on, be the first. Don't be a
Uh,
chicken.
yeah, but my favorite coin shop in Florida, that sends out Star Wars coins for for grading. She, my well, I
Yeah.
don't know if she had them for grading, I would have. I'm on their website pretty regularly, seeing what's the latest and greatest things she sent out for grading. So I haven't seen.
Speaking of which, have you called her?
No,
Did
I
you call
haven't.
her? Are you gonna call her this week?
About what? What, reserving stuff for the January show?
Yes.
No, not yet, because I haven't
Well, not
really
only
thought of.
that, but to touch base with her on the other item that you wanted me to look for that are into grading. If you want
Oh
to contact her
yeah.
so she can put them aside for you, which she said she would do, but she needs to know which ones you want. And I said probably all of them, but he needs to commit to that. And that's
What? Wait a minute. Wait, Cam the King's here, so he's gonna love this. What? I gotta commit? I gotta commit? Really? I gotta make a commitment? Oh my god.
yeah. Well, you don't have to, but grow a pair, give her a call, make a commitment. There, I said it.
This is Cam the King. Met him in a different universe on YouTube. He has a question for us. Do we have an opinion on Lear Capital? Well, Lear Capital, from my understanding, it's one of these online bullion type dealers. They advertise a lot on conservative type networks, Fox News and others, and they got spokespeople. They're semi conservative views to talk about investing in precious metals and the. I got to tread lightly here because disclaimer: we're not financial analysts. We're not in that realm and that field. So if you're going to do any of this stuff, please do your own due diligence and go seek out an actual professional in real life, not us.
Yeah, you get
Just expressing our opinions.
anybody that's on TV or doing those mass advertising blitzes and magazines and stuff like that. Please do some checking. That you can get some good deals from them. I personally have.
I have once.
Yep. We both have. That's right. We both bought that deal that they did, a different company. But normally they're not real competitive overall. But deals can be had. Just do some research with some other people, or reach out to the Don, and he can probably give you some more guidance off the air, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, off the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, before you deal with folks, especially like them, definitely do your due diligence. Most of the time, when I'm buying, individual, bullion, I use a lot of just the regular online bullion dealers, because you just shop around, just like anything else you're shopping for. Just shop around. You can always find. You can find
Yep.
Oftentimes they'll send out, if you subscribe to their email newsletters and stuff. And oh, that's one thing I can't stand about them, is when it comes around like a 4th of July, they spam you with everything's like, oh my god, we're having our 4th of July sale, we're clearing the vault. It's just like, yeah, you and all the 12 others. It's just it's just like inundate your email boxes.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Between the holidays and or the spot on gold or silver moves one way or the other. If it goes up, or especially if it goes down, you start getting blasted.
Yeah. Let me. I'm sorry. Let me just continue. What Cam the King here says. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yep, I agree with that.
You are generally going to get your best deals looking at your LCS, your local coin shop. Not to be confused with your LGS, although in some places your LCS and LGS are the same shop. So.
There are some down here, yes. In fact,
and he's getting a little taste of that down there where he lives, because in the great state of Florida, they are very pew pew friendly. So
there is a store. I'm going to send you a private chat on what it is, and then you can say what it is, because I don't know if it's. I think it would be fine.
And thank you, Andy, for posting this. This is probably one of the best easy tools you can use to start if you want to go research prices and see who's got the best price. Yeah, use this site. They have a good search engine. It doesn't cover everybody out there, but it carries more than I thought. I mean, they find people. I'm like, who are they? I've never heard of them.
Yeah, no, that is a great
It's a
resource
great.
to
It
do
is a
some
really good
research.
resource.
Gives
You
you
know,
an idea of your premiums that you're paying for both silver and gold, whether it be if you want maple leafs or you want gold eagles or buffaloes or philharmonics. It doesn't matter. You can break it all down. And it's a good resource.
well, you know what? While we're talking about why, I mean, it's not going to hurt anybody for us to show it. So let me see if I can.
Let's see who had the question.
Yeah, can you guys see this? This is the site. Yeah, findbullionprices.com, and you can go through, and like here it's kind of got like the what's the best deals that search engine currently has, and what Mr. X was referring to. We like gold, so let's go over here to the American Gold Eagle 1/10 out random year. Let's click on that, and then here we go. And if you guys can see the screen, oh, I'm sorry, I get the wrong.
I would try to blow it up a little bit.
Okay, hold on. Is that better? Worse?
Better, a little bit bigger.
A little bit bigger? Okay.
Yeah. It's because you got the chat up there too, taking up some of this.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There you go.
How's that? Is that better?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. My bad. So I think that's good. So I guess what Mr. X was pointing out here is if you look here, based on what findbullionprices.com can search, this particular online dealer seems to have the best price, at this time, at this moment. But right here is where he was, I believe he was alluding to.
Yes.
Right there, they can, they do the instant, calculation for you in your head, so you don't have to do it in your head. So they're the best. They seem to be the lowest based on what their search engine looks at. So, like I said, they don't cover all online bullion dealers. So you got to go, there's others out there that might get missed. But what I highlighted there, that's the percentage premium over spot that they're charging on that coin. So that gives you an idea of what, to get you in the ballpark, so you understand the numbers here. What are the percentages that you're working with, and so that's good to see. So you got your basic numbers, but it's for you really want to dial in on that. And reason for that is, let me look at. About what, a 1 ounce gold bar? That'd be a good example. I think
Sure.
Yeah, let's go to a 1 ounce gold bar. This is just generic gold bar. What I mean generic, for those that don't know, is that this is not necessarily a bar that's minted by a government mint. So these are like private mints, but a lot of these are very reputable, like this Pamp Swiss. I'm going to use that as an example. That's a really good example. So this is Pamp Swiss. They are based in Switzerland, and this is not a good example.
No, that's an anniversary bar.
That must be a collectible. Let me back out of that. That must have been like a collectible or something.
Valcambi's reputable.
Yeah. Well, this one, yeah.
Yeah.
This is another. They're Swiss too. Yeah, they're Swiss too. There we go.
So there you go. Look at that first one. Bullion exchanges, 1%.
Bullion exchange right here.
1%
I don't know
premium.
if you folks can see that. Oh, I'm going to zoom in a little bit because I just want to show you kind of the. They are asking. This is a 1 ounce. 1 ounce. Was that 4/9 fine?
Yep, 4/9 fine gold.
4/9 fine. 1 ounce bar. 1% premium over spot.
Yep.
So, if you want to, do the calculations to see what's your best, most bang for your buck, you can look right here. And this was what's great about these guys in this site, is they do the calculation right there for you. So clearly, buying the larger weight is going to save you on premiums. Now, having said that, now let's make the delineation between. Let me stop sharing. Go back to this. Now let's make the delineation between this gold bar, for example, versus a 1 ounce gold coin from, say, minted by the U.S. Mint. We use the term generic, like this bar, because again, it's not necessarily minted or backed by a government mint. I was going to say sovereign, but that's not really a good word.
Correct.
That's just my personal preference. But anyway, this bar, it's a really good deal. 1% over premium. That's really that's pretty good. But you got to understand, once you have that, the issue is, because this is not a sovereign coin, not a minted coin like the American Silver Eagle or American Gold Eagle or Silver Eagle, you're not necessarily going to get back whatever that premium is that you paid up front to buy this initially. So because we're in the United States, typically coin shops and bullion dealers and sorts like that, they typically prefer the American stuff. So we're talking about the American Gold Eagle and the Gold Buffalo, like that, for example. You can get a little bit of that premium back, but that's all part of the negotiation between you and who you're selling it to. So you got to, get your negotiating skills out. But generally, you can get some. How much? Again, it's all dependent on spot price. What's the demand? What's the type? The person that you're working with at the shop. They're in a good mood. Did they have their coffee that morning?
Do they have inventory? Do they need
they have
inventory?
inventory. I
Do
mean,
they
there's
have
all
too
kinds
much?
of factors.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that's just something to look out for. But I would make the argument, and help me out, Mr. X, because you'll explain it better than I can. Don't be so afraid of that premium, because especially with gold, because in my opinion, I'm that's a good price, and I would not hesitate getting that and just holding on to it, because if you look at if you look at what gold has been doing, it's incredible. I'm not trying to pump it, because let's kind of let me calm down a little bit. Let's be reasonable, but it's been doing well, and I would argue gold is more consistent in its growth versus silver, in my opinion, because to me, silver is still treated like an industrial metal, and it's everywhere, and the market is so saturated with silver. It's going to be very difficult, even if you got American Silver Eagles, to get any of your premium back. And if it isn't Silver Eagles, if it's a maple leaf, or the really nice Britannias from the United Kingdom Mint, that's I'm not going to say you shouldn't buy those, because it's all up to you. Those are beautiful coins, and I would not. I've had them. I think I still have a few, but just be aware that there is going to you're going to have, I would argue, a little bit more difficulty trying to get some of that premium back that you paid to get those coins. So,
but the premium is also much less on those coins over Silver Eagle, or the Silver Eagle. So you're not going to pay, depending on the dealer, $3, $4, $5, $6 over spot. A generic or a Canadian's up there a little bit. That may be half of a Gold Eagle or an American Eagle. I keep saying gold, sorry. Britannia's maybe $2 over spot. So when you go to sell it, you're probably going to get spot or a little bit back a spot. The Silver Eagle, you'll probably get spot or maybe a little bit over, depending on what their inventory is sitting at. So, but you do have to take the factor into that. That's for sure. Yeah. And same thing with gold. If you're buying generic or like the gold bars that we saw, they're going to buy back of that, of spot, like 2%. But if you only paid a 1% premium, so I don't want to get too technical and in the weeds without trying to show it, you're looking at a 3% spread. Well, if you've watched gold since January, what are we up? 30% this year? Now, that doesn't mean it's going to continue to do that or constantly do that. But you're right. Over time, gold has at least kept up with inflation year over year. Where silver, right now, silver is hot. Silver's doing okay. But there's been times where silver's not kept up with inflation, like just 2 years ago, I believe it was under. So.
Cam also asks us easy one. Do you guys go big shows? Yeah. Actually, he was at the Florida United Numismatists summer show in Orlando. He was just
Yep.
there was it last week? Week before?
The 10th, whenever that was.
Yeah, whenever the 10th was. So
2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
So,
well, 9th and 10th. I was there on the 9th and 10th, day before and the
and
the opening day.
what's great about the fun, as their acronym is, they put on 2 shows a year, one in January and then the one in July. And I couldn't make it to the one the one they were just at, but I will be at the January show because it's supposed to be the big giant one. I've been to the Mr. X and I. We finally met in real life at last year's fun show in July. So yeah,
and he actually bought me a steak dinner.
Yes, I actually bought him a steak dinner.
So guess who's got to buy him a steak dinner this January?
Yeah, with the lobster tail.
Yeah. I
know. He was. I looked at him. I was just like, "You sure you don't want?" He said, "No, I'll have the shrimp." I was like, "Are you sure you don't want the lobster?" I got the lobster tail. He looked over. He's like,
"Yeah, I should have got the lobster."
It was good steak though. That place had really good steak, and the key lime pie was awesome.
But no, it was good. I did a quick little short video, and I know we touched on this on a previous live earlier. They were priced to sell, man. I'm telling you. 1 ounce gold eagles, the premium was like 1%, and then 5% for anything else, which is unheard of. Is the DoN pulled up, right? 10% was the lowest on 10th ounce, right? The fine bullion prices that we just looked at a few minutes ago. 5%, whether it was a 10th ounce, quarter ounce, or half ounce. That was 5% across the board. So there was deals to be had, and that's what you run into at those big shows like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he was. You and I've talked about him. I don't know if I don't think I've actually gone to their website or seen anything from them. But
who? What am I missing?
The shop you were talking about. You put in private chat.
Yeah, it's just a little mom and pop place. It's right down. It's like a mile and a half around the road from me.
Oh, well, guess where Mr. X is going to be taking me in January after the fun show. We're going to go from a fun show to a pew-pew show. I'm going to walk in and go, yes, I'll take that, and glazed donut to go.
Yes, I need to stop in there, and there's a pawn shop right down the street from there that I haven't hit yet. So,
okay.
Just to go in and look, kick the tires and see what they got.
Well, I guess you better tell Mrs. X that I'm going to be spending a couple of nights with you guys. So,
bring your golf clubs.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to lead to that.
Yeah, bring your golf clubs.
Hey. Yeah. He thinks he's frustrating, or I frustrate him now. Wait till he gets me on the golf course. Oh, I can crush it, but I'm trying to go this way. It'll go that way.
That's us mere mortals. That's what happens.
It's funny. Golf is so funny. It's like the one sport that men love to hate, and they go back and play it again and again and again.
I know.
They'll be out there, the whole group of guys. They'll be out there hacking away, just cussing and rah, 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 rah. And then at the end, we're at the clubhouse relaxing, maybe get a bite to eat, have something to drink. We're like, "Oh man, that was fun. Did you have a good time?" "Yeah, I had a great time." "Oh yeah, hey, how many balls did you lose?" "I lost 12. How many you?" 10. So it's true. In my opinion, I think that's always been my experience. It's the sport you love to hate, and you hate to love.
Yeah, it's enjoyable and frustrating all at the same time.
Yeah, although I've heard that this guy, he's got game. So.
Yeah, I used to have good game. Now I'm okay, but with the back the way that mine is now, I can't hit the ball like I used to.
Hey, so Cam McKean kind of has a unique question here. He says, "Have you noticed big companies like BlackRock and countries buying up large amounts of gold like never seen recently?" China makes the news. China's been buying up a lot of gold. Who else have I heard? India, I think
India's been buying a lot.
Honestly, it's really the BRICS countries
The BRICS countries seem to be going crazy buying gold, but we also, our central banks here are buying gold. So
Yeah, so it should be. Yeah, it's happening. You know,
we're
what's
talking
driving?
physical gold. We're not talking paper gold. We're talking
No, no, no. Yeah, yeah, we're
physical
talking.
gold.
Yeah, yeah, in your hand. So yeah, it's interesting. It is. It's kind of makes you think. It's like, what the heck's going on in the world? But
Speaking of gold, it's down $2.10, and silver's down 2 cents. So.
time to buy.
Calm down. Palladium's up $18.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, it's gold. It's
Yeah, it worries me too, Cam. It's I find it concerning for sure. You know, I just still find it. What the heck is Mother Russia going to do? I mean, they're having such a hard time trying to make money, trying to have business. Are people struggling in the country? I don't think they are. I mean, they still got all their basic, all their basic necessities taken care of. I mean, they got power, they got water, they got food. I mean, they got internet, and I mean, it's not like anything dramatic, but
I don't think anything drastic. I think it's still relative to Russia, right?
yeah, I mean, it's just, well, I mean, I don't know, help me out.
And they're in the middle of a war.
Yeah, but the sanctions against them isn't. It's not like they're not allowed to import fresh fruit and vegetables, right? I mean, that's stupid, right? To say you can't have fresh fruit and vegetables.
And if they want,
I don't know. Is that something that they are banned from having? I mean, come on,
I believe that if they wanted that, or if they are getting that, they get all that they want from China.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. If there is some kind of technicality where no, they cannot import bananas from Mexico. Well, China can, so all they got to do is just buy it. They got to have a middleman, I guess.
And China grows a lot of stuff. They get it.
Well, yeah, that they do. That they do. So I don't know. It's just weird.
Andy. Well, yeah, there's some truth to that.
What's that? Everything with the right to speak their minds. Yep. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, now what I was gonna help me out here with something, and it's about constitutional silver, or 90%, or pre-1964. It's pretty, in other words, or what people like to say, junk silver. That's kind of mean thing to say. I like the constitutional silver.
I thought you liked constitutional copper.
Yeah, well, that too. I like constitutional copper. I need copper because I need copper to make brass, and brass goes into.
I get it. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Got it.
So.
Cut you off there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But when you go out and you look at you get inundated with these email special offers from like online bullion dealers. Say, hey, we're selling a roll of 90% quarters for X amount of dollars. Kind of talk us through. I know it's simple math, but just for those that may not know, kind of tell us quickly how you figure out whether or not it's a good deal or a bad deal, because it's a function of the face value of the amount of constitutional silver that they're selling, right?
Correct. Normally they sell it by dollars, right? It's $5 face, $1 face, $100 face, whatever it may be. Simplest way to do that is if it's $1 face, so you got $1 of quarters, let's say, silver quarters, 90%. And they're selling $1 for $25. I'm just picking a number. Well, you're paying $25. No, that would be too low. Now you got me. Hold on a second. What you want to get bound to, simplest terms, is you want to find out how many times face are you paying. So if you're buying $1, whatever, actually the cheapest way or the easiest way to do that, I'm going to give you an app name. You can bring it up if you've got it. Coins. It's called Coinflation.
Oh, I got that. Okay, just give me a sec. Yeah. I know I have that saved somewhere.
And this is actually the easy part of buying constitutional silver. But what it is, it's an app or a website, and it breaks down silver, U.S. coins, silver scrap, gold scrap. So if, for example, you want quarters, Washington quarters, and you plug in the date. So if you have $1 in Washington quarters, the melt value of that is $27.63 based on the current spot price of $38.20. That's the melt value. So you can expect if you're going to buy $1 face, you're going to pay probably $30 at a minimum for those quarters, for 4 quarters. Just because of the melt value, then of course the shop or whoever's selling it's got to make money. Did you find the app? Oh, we lost him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
No, I can't access the website. I think it's my VPN. I think it's blocking me from getting in there. But I don't want to mess with it because we're streaming. So
Right.
Yeah, Andy points out. Yeah, constitutional silver is 0.714 troy ounces per dollar.
Yep.
So does it? How much is it? It's $1. Was it $1.45 base to get equivalent 1 ounce of silver, 1 ounce one troy ounce of silver from constitutional silver. Is that right?
Don't know.
9.714. Yeah, $1.40, $1.45.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a weird number actually, but you round up, right?
Yeah. I usually just say $1.50 because that seems to be easy.
Yeah, because you need 5.5 silver quarters for an ounce, for a troy ounce. So it's a weird calculation, but that's another way to do it.
But just to get you in the ballpark.
Right.
So so I bring it up because it's just I've been seeing a lot of sales on constitutional silver, and it's just you're seeing over 30 times face value on it.
And I think that's too high.
That's just
I've
too
seen
high.
it as high as 34, 35,
Yeah.
Especially for just average circulation. Now, if you're buying generic or if you're buying constitutional and it's BU or something like that, normally you're not going to be buying that in a bag of $1 or $5. You know what I mean? Typically.
Yeah, you're buying that for its collectability.
Right, and that's an entirely different conversation. But,
yeah.
But some coins like Walking Libs and some other coins, they'll get a little bit higher premium, so you can probably get maybe 29, 30 times face. And what we mean by times face, for anybody that doesn't know, if you got a 50-cent coin, multiply that by 30, for example, you're going to pay $15 for one coin. That's 30 times face. Now, if you're getting just run-of-the-mill bags of nickels, dimes, quarters, whatever they throw in there, I mean, I saw it as cheap as $23, $24 at the fun show, which is crazy because that's like spot. So,
I'm glad you brought that up. So, as Cam King was pointing out before, he likes to stay local with anything, not just buying coins, but I'm sure go to your mom and pop shop for your groceries and your hardware and stuff like that. Absolutely, I'm instead of going to a chain restaurant, go to a mom and pop owned restaurant and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely all about that for sure.
And sometimes you're going to pay a little bit more for something. Sometimes you're going to pay less, right? Depending on what's going on. Same thing with coin shop, right?
Yeah, with the coin, yeah, you build those relationships. Become a repeat customer. There, and over time, you go in there, you kind of become kind of like a regular. They'll keep you on. Keep your number handy if something comes in. Hey, this guy, came in, sold me a tube of Eagles. Hey, you want any? It's like, oh, I'll be there in a minute.
But the
Like
biggest thing if you're buying constitutional silver like that, bags of it, you're typically, that would be a stacker for the most part, and you want it as cheap as possible.
Yep.
And same thing if you're buying gold or silver. In my opinion, you want as cheap as possible because you're going for weight, right? You don't buy proofs, you don't buy any of that stuff if you're in the stacker mentality, right? That's different than a collector. Right? If you like proof eagles because you collect them, great. But please don't buy proofs to stack.
No. I mean, yeah, what he said.
There's much better. In my opinion, there's much better options if you're stacking. And constitutional is a way to stack, and there's a lot of people that do that. So you want it as cheap as possible. And whether it's worn or BU, you don't care. You really don't. Why pay premium for something that's BU? Unless you're buying it to fill books. Okay.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
I can see where you might pay a little bit more because it's the date that they're not as worn and everything else. But if you're just stacking to put into a guardhouse box or for whatever reason you're stacking, get the cheapest stuff possible.
Yep. Yeah. Whether it's constitutional silver or just straight up gold and silver bullion. Go if you are a true stacker in that regards. Yeah, always try to find the lowest premiums wherever possible. For sure.
Yeah, because you got to absorb that one way or the other when it comes time. If there's time that you're going to sell it. If you're never ever going to sell, then it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter. But if you're going to need to sell or you want to sell, then that gets into a whole other topic that I think I know somebody that we might be working on a video about that.
Yeah.
More details as far as spreads and premiums and what to look for and how to calculate some stuff. I think we've talked about it, and I think we got an idea, but we're going to get into some detail. It's not that hard, but you just got to do a little bit of math and a little bit of research. And
what's great is we actually have real numbers from.
We've got some real numbers. Yep.
Yeah, we got some real legit numbers. And what I mean by that is it's actual facts. Not hey, we just pulled this from here and pulled that from here. It's like no, what do people like to use the word today? We have receipts.
You have receipts.
Figuratively and literally, we have
literally
receipts.
And
literally have receipts.
We do have some little receipts, literal receipts,
actual, real life receipts.
Yeah,
and we're going to be using those. So
that might be one of our sound check pop-ups.
Actually, I think we ought to. Yeah. You're back from the show. Get situated.
Yep.
So let me see how my work schedule is going to be for the week, and then maybe we'll do that this week. I don't know. We'll let him and I confer offline, and but be ready for a pop-up live stream probably later this week. I think that'll be a good. We were planning on doing this anyway, but I'm glad we actually talked about it because this is a good segue to kind of help have people keep an eye out for it and stuff. So, hey Andy, do me a favor if you would please put the link to our channels in the chat because we're streaming on each other's channel. So that everybody can subscribe to everybody and stay informed and up to date and everything on what's going on and stuff. And just to reiterate, next Sunday, Stacker, son of a silver stacker, please put his link in the just channel link in the chat too, Andy, if you would please. He's having an auction next Saturday, but it's going to be starting 8 p.m. Eastern. This show starts 7 p.m. Eastern. So what I would like to do is I'm still going to have the show, but we're going to try to do the whole redirect. Raid. redirect you good folks in the chat over to Triple S, and we can show him some love and support. We do his auction, because who knows what he's going to have up. He has all kinds of neat stuff.
Yeah.
And everything, and we want to support him as much as we can. And you'll probably see him and I up on the screen to help him out with the logistics and everything. So, but the show is it's his auction, it's his show, and we're going to support him any way that we can and stuff. He's a good guy. Let's help him out. Okay, so and thank you, Andy. He's posting the. I believe he's posting the links in the chat. I don't know, somebody was asking a question.
Sailor Tom had one that I briefly answered there.
Sell excess silver or hold? Ooh.
My quick down answer that I typed in was, if you don't have to sell, I would hold. But a caveat to that, or a follow-up, would be depending on what you're trying to accomplish with the silver. If you're looking at turning a profit, and if you bought this when it was lower, or you just want to get out and it's getting close to what you paid, including the premium and shipping, you might want to consider it. If not, if you don't need to sell, then I would sit on it.
Well, I don't have to, but it's not collectible, just multiples of what I already got. Okay, yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
If you can, did you say the time? Is this something you want to roll that over into something else? Do you want to convert that to gold or platinum or palladium, or do a different silver collectible piece? Because a lot of mom and pop shops or your LCS, they will give you a better deal if you were going to do something like that. If you take in a bunch of your doubles of whatever they are, if they're generics, say I want to make a trade or a swap for gold, or I want that collectible silver piece.
They're really keyed in on like kind of making deals like that. Like, hey, I'm gonna bring in, say, this silver, maybe a little extra cash. Let's make a deal for like maybe a gold or some. Maybe there's like a really unique collectible silver to have. They're into that stuff.
Yeah. Oh, he's been stacking for 30 years.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
yeah.
You're a long-time stackers. Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You've been doing this for 30 years. Yeah.
Gonna convert 150 ounces. I'm assuming 150 ounces of silver to gold. Me personally, that's what I would do, only because I prefer gold over silver personally. So that's up to you on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're just stacking as a hedge, silver's been holding its own last year or so.
Yeah, it hasn't been. It's been doing okay.
Actually, 2 years. Gold in the long term has always held. Well, I shouldn't say always. That's a bad word to use. It seems to maintain at least the cost of inflation in the flat years. But for the last couple of years, as you know, it's been on a tear, just like silver. So, and I'll be honest, it's not that I dislike silver. Gold takes up much less space, and it's a lot easier to store and secure a couple of tubes of silver, if I would quit losing it in boating accidents, into a safe instead of, like you said, 150 ounces. I mean, that takes up a lot of space as opposed to 1 or 2 coins, right? That's why I like gold. And that's the only reason, just storage and security.
Hey, appreciate Sailor Tom. Thanks for sharing. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. I mean, why not ask the question when you're looking at this? What the silver and gold spot has been.
Yep.
Like you said, the last 2 years. I mean, I honestly, this is what Mr. X and I have done. We've taken him, Mr. X particularly, but yeah, we've went and taken silver and turned it into gold. I mean, that's exactly what I did last July at the fun show.
Yep.
I took a lot of silver, some generic stuff, some overseas stuff, and a lot of graded stuff that I just didn't want anymore. And I turned it all. It went into You know, a little teaser. We're going to talk about that's going to be part of this show that's coming up. I'm actually going to share those numbers with you guys. So you want to learn, you want to see more, you want to learn. It's good. Yeah, it's going to be kind of a technical, stream, but I think it'll be good because you want to see the math and the thought process behind it, and kind of help inform you so you can make a more informed, a more, be more decisive and in making this kind of decision. But that's exactly what I did last year. Is I took a lot of the silver I didn't want and turned it into the yellow stuff, and I was.
Yep. I still have some silver. We both still have silver. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't have anything against it. Most of the stuff that I have is some collectible pieces that I like. I mean, I've got a tube of Eagles that I'm just sitting on just because. But most of the stuff that I have, I got a little cabinet that I have to move because I rearranged my office. It's got a batarang in it, and it's got the tridents that I like, and so I don't have nothing against silver other than it just takes so much of it. That's the biggest downfall for me. Sailor Tom, I have a 14 rifle safe full of nothing but silver. Okay. Hooah!
Hey, I know. Let's be friends.
Well, he said he's got 700 ounces, so that's a lot of silver. So,
wow, well, you are the epitome of stackability.
Now, I think that we need to got to find Andy Resnick's comment. He wants us to pop bubble wrap while wearing a Nixon mask for fun.
Why?
I think at the time that he put that, before we had a serious conversation with Sailor Tom there, I think you were kind of explaining about the stream that we're going to be doing, about what we're talking about between the gold and the premiums and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
And silver, the real life with receipts and getting technical and blah, 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 blah. And Mr. Resnick wants us to add some fun into that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We got to keep Mr. Resnick happy. He's been a great supporter of both our channels and stuff. And he's a good guy, and definitely want to keep him around, certainly. So I want to make sure that we take care of Mr. Resnick. And one day he is going to be on one of these live streams. Somehow I gotta get him up here because I want to hear his stories. I know he's got stories. No, he does. He's one of those Renaissance mans. Kind of dabbled in a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? So I want to hear his stories and stuff. So I don't know, what is it going to take? What is it going to take, Andy? We gotta get you up on the stream.
I think it's going to take Nixon masks and bubble wrap.
No, he wants me to wear a Spock mask.
Oh, good gracious. You're going to have to come on screen with him. You guys are going to start doing that stuff.
Yeah. I'm going to lose the audience as soon as that happens. The geekiness, I could take it, but so far. Even I know there's limits. So. Anyway, hey, folks. We've reached the hour limit here, and appreciate everybody being here in the chat. It's a good stream. I wasn't. I'll be honest, I wasn't quite ready, but I was just like, no, I said I was going to start doing this every Sunday evening. I need to do it, even if I'm just coming on here and just see where the conversation takes us. So it was a good stream. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. X, for being here as always. My partner.
Thanks for having me, even though I fumbled up the whole trying to explain constitutional silver. I got it back on track, but
there you go.
It was ugly there for a minute. My mind went blank. That's happened sometimes, especially when you get old like me.
But hey, thank you, brother, for being here as always. And everybody, keep an eye out for our. I think we're going to do a pop up, at least one, and it'll probably be about what we've been talking about with spot prices and bringing those receipts out and showing some numbers and stuff. Hopefully that'll be a insightful stream. So again, thank you for being here. Everybody have a good evening. Have a safe and productive work week. And we'll see you sometime this week. Probably maybe Wednesday or Thursday night. I don't know. It's going to be played by ear. So please, seriously, please subscribe to Mr. X's channel, this channel, if you haven't already, and son of a silver stacker. He is a strong supporter of both of us, and we really appreciate the collaborations that we've done in the past and the future collaborations we're going to have with Triple S. He's a good guy. He really is, and I really appreciate having him back on scene. And Gunny, wherever you are, Gunnery Sergeant, hope you're doing well, brother.
He's been busy the last week or so.
He's
had stuff going on. So.
Yeah.
He's doing good. He's just been busy. So.
Yeah, good. I know people have been asking for you, so we miss you, Gunny. So
yeah.
we'll see you up on screen soon enough. So thanks everybody, Mr. X.
Thanks everybody. 73.